Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to The Burning Truth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Burning Truth, and I am your host, Matt Burns. I've also been formerly known as the Funk Soul Brother, the bad boy of British wrestling, a former bully, and everything. Now, I will say we've got plenty to cover at the moment in regards to this week of wrestling. However, before we get on to the main point of the discussion in regards to the wrestling news and whatnot, I just need to cover one subject for the Burning Truth. Now, as some of you may have noticed on the Burning Truth social media, you will have noticed that Nathan Goth, the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Goth, has actually decided to leave the Burning Truth to continue on with his pool playing, as he seems to be taking that further and things have been picking up, and due to scheduling clashes he is decided to leave the Burning Truth to venture into that realm of area at the moment. But however, he has passed on his best wishes for this to continue on. So at this moment in time, I will be continuing on the Burning Truth as the main host. So if in case if anybody does notice that there is if they have noticed that Nathan hasn't been around for quite some time, this is the reason why. However, with Nathan leaving, there has been a bit of an open slot. Now, some of you may have noticed that on the Burning Truth that there has been a bit of a collaboration with the best of the British Indies, which would be Tom Baker. Now, Tom Baker will be most likely be joining me on the Burning Truth from time to time. Hopefully he'll be able to do it every week. Fingers crossed that we're able to get that all sorted out. And also he'll be possibly joining me at other wrestling shows whenever I do commentary at certain shows and whatnot. But I do look forward to that, and I will say, when we do actually get together, it's going to be, I think it's going to be new, refreshing, and whatnot. However, if we don't want it. The one thing I don't want it to feel as if we are pushing Nathan out with Tom coming in. That is not the case at all, and whatnot. Just to clarify that. But if anybody wants, if you want to send us your opinion in regards to this news, please send them please send us a comment either through Spreaker, through YouTube, or even if necessary through our, through the the Facebook page, through social media, or even our website. You're more than welcome to. We're always willing to hear your opinion on any matters that we do bring up throughout each week. Now, and the best thing about it is, I don't want this to just be us just throwing news at you and whatnot, because in some cases, if it's bad, good, or whatever, I will tend to give a bit of my opinion, but I don't want that just to be, this is it, that's final. I want to have a discussion with you. So get back to me if you're interested and whatnot, and we'll have a discussion about it. Now, moving on from that, I've got some interesting news to do with the YouTube channel, which is to do with TBT interviews. Now, recently, we've had one of our interviews reach over 1,000 views, which is the interview with Millie McKenzie, the brand new women's Defiant the Defiant Women's Champion, or Women's Defiant Champion. I will state, absolutely appreciate the fact that you've been watching it and being interested in what we've in that interview, and it's good to see that Millie McKenzie is doing so well, especially with becoming the the new champion, in Defiant. And I will state, phenomenal wrestler, can only see big things coming, ahead in her future. And that's all I can say in regards to that. Absolute fantastic person to know. An absolute gem. I will say, an absolute gem. Does everything for the fans and is, approachable and a fantastic worker. Hopefully I will get, we will get round to doing a return TBT interview. So fingers crossed on that we're able to get that and whatnot. Now, yesterday I was at United Wrestling, and I will state it was a bit of a blast from the past for myself, because that's my usual wrestling stomping ground and whatnot. I've been involved with United Wrestling for many years and whatnot, and I will state it was brilliant to attend and have all my fellow colleagues and wrestling fans approach me, asking me how I am, especially with the news that I literally revealed last week in regards to my health, and also because of becoming a type 2 diabetic. But not going to push on that. However, I have stated to them, the second I get the all clear, I will be returning to United Wrestling and other wrestling companies and whatnot as soon as I am 100% fit. But one thing I do want to get on with is the fact that yesterday's show was absolutely fantastic. Anybody who missed it, you'd be gutted. It was an absolute fantastic show, pillar to post. Recommend anybody to go see it. Now, normally I would do like a quick review right now, but unfortunately I'm not going to do that, because what's going to happen is the review's going to be done. Now, what I haven't decided on, if it's going to be a written review or an audio review. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, I'm not sure which one it's going to be yet. However, I will get either one of them done as soon as possible for everybody to either listen or view. Either way, I'll make sure it's made an announcement made either on social media on the next broadcast. But either way, I'll make sure that gets sorted. But the one thing I will state to everybody is the next United Wrestling show is literally the 30th of March at the Alton Suburban Club. I recommend anybody to go in, on the 30th of March. Please give them a check out. It's an as I usually always say at the end of each broadcast, check out your wrestling. Check out your local wrestling. It's local wrestling to me, and I will state I always want to check these guys out. They're always making big steps and big waves. Now, I know I just mentioned a review in regards to United Wrestling. Now, I know that there is one review that should be out comfortably soon. Unfortunately, because of the time frame, and I will apologise to the Academy that the review hasn't come out. Which is the Academy Wrestling. Now, unfortunately, I would normally do a backdate of the review, but unfortunately, because they've already had a show already happening, and they're already on to the next one, unfortunately, I'm going to have to miss that the anniversary anniversary 2 show review. That was due to me being ill and whatnot, and due to other issues that has also come into play, and with the new changes happening in the Burning Truth. Now, that's not an excuse, which I do apologise for that, but hopefully what I will state is, going forward, they will be getting sorted out as soon as possible, being worked on as soon as I either get in from the show events, or most likely the next day, if possible. Or if I'm at another show, it will be looked into, in the following week. Now, the one thing I will state is to do with. I'm going to move on to the next subject now, which straight away is FCW, which is, Future Championship Wrestling. It's always at Bagley Social Club, Lower Gornal. And their next event is called Brain Freeze, which is tomorrow. So I recommend, if anybody's in that area or if anybody's willing to travel, I recommend you go to that FCW Brain Freeze. If you want to check them out on their social media on Facebook. They've even got an events page where they've got all the details of tickets and everything. And unfortunately, we've got the internal phone going off, and I'm going to have to pretty much... there we go. We do apologise for that. Right. That's a different call for the studio. Unfortunately, it's not mine to answer. However, that won't be happening again. But what I will be stating is I recommend anybody go to FCW Brain Freeze tomorrow. I will be there, hopefully to be able to do the commentary there for them, which should be entertaining. And hopefully, I believe Tom Baker should be there as well. So we will hopefully get a chance to work on the commentary as a team. Now, with that all being sorted and everything, I'm just going to cover some quick, wrestling news, across the pond, which is to do with WWE. Which there are two rumours in regards to the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2018. It's being reported by one of Dave Meltzer's reports in the latest issue of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, which he had stated that the two people who are rumoured to be in it is supposed in the celebrity wing, Kid Rock and the wrestler Bam Bam Bigelow. And I will state, Kid Rock has done quite a bit before WWE. I'm surprised he isn't already in the celebrity wing. But Bam Bam Bigelow, definitely a great candidate. And whatnot. Got many memories of Bam Bam Bigelow. To be honest with you, if anybody wants to see why I am happy with Bam Bam Bigelow being in the Hall of Fame, just look up on YouTube, Bam Bam Bigelow, just look at some of the work. I will say, he was a big man, but my God, could he move? And he had a knack of being able to hit a flying headbutt that looked absolutely devastating. And one thing I'm going to state right now is to do with the upcoming pay-per-view event, which is the Elimination Chamber. Now, what I am going to say right now, I am not going to be mentioning what my personal thoughts are in regards to my predictions yet on this broadcast. However, if you do go to the Burning Truth website, which is www.theburningtruthuk.com, and click on the blog, hopefully before the event tomorrow, or at least before the WWE Elimination Chamber, I will get a blog post out stating my personal, my predictions in regards to this. So do keep a check out for that. And with that, I'm going to be calling this a bit of a nice little wrap up. I know it's a bit short this week. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to, basically prepare for this week's episode. I do apologise, but and whatnot. And in a way, we've got more news potentially coming up in the next coming weeks. Well, actually, there is one new piece of news I definitely want to bring up. Actually, there's one more piece of news I definitely want to. So I'm not going to wrap up yet. The one piece of news I've got to say is to do with one Hall of Fame and being announced, which is Jeff Jarrett. I can honestly say, with Jeff Jarrett being announced, I never thought he would be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, especially with the past that Jeff Jarrett has had with WWE and Vince McMahon. A lot of people you may know the history of Jeff Jarrett leaving WWE and whatnot, especially during the time when they were building up Chyna to become the first ever, women's Intercontinental Champion, and that at that time Jeff Jarrett was the champion, and his contract had actually expired before said date, and he could have left with the belt and gone to the rival company. which would have been a devastating blow. However, unfortunately, Vince was trying to find a way of getting Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett provided demands. So anyway, it comes across as he blackmailed Vince into giving him an extra payday in regards to it. But at the same time, it also didn't do Jeff Jarrett any favours with Vince McMahon and everything, especially with the purchase of WCW. Now, the good thing about it is, regardless of it, it seems that an olive branch has come out. I don't know which side offered it first, and it seems to be, the one's past history between them is slowly fading away and being forgiven. And I will state, it's absolutely fantastic, especially when it comes to the Hall of Fame, because I do feel Jeff Jarrett has done quite a number of things for the wrestling business today. As much as anybody can turn around and say, oh no, he hasn't, he's one of the founding people of TNA, also known as Impact Wrestling. And if it wasn't for him and his dad starting the company, we may not have certain people, certain superstars like AJ Styles, WWE, Samoa Joe, and whatnot. So straight away, I will say, absolutely fantastic. Well happy for Double J, Jeff Jarrett, being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2018. Now, with that being done, now it's going to be a wrap-up. Well, not a wrap-up per se. More, I'm just going to be mentioning my usual plugs, which is going to be the UK Wrestle Fan Zone. I recommend you do check them out. They do fantastic photography work and great video work as well. So if any production company, any wrestling companies, anybody who needs great photos taken, give them a check out. I also recommend Barely Ever Studios on YouTube. I actually know one of the gentlemen who actually do some of the gaming reviews on there, because I have wrestled against him, and that was actually under part of United Wrestling, or what United, before it was United Wrestling. I will state, great guy, recommend anybody checking him out. Now, another place that's on Facebook I recommend being checked out is JG Printing and Stitching. I will state, anybody who's after any custom t-shirts, custom designs, custom hats and whatnot, jumpers, I recommend you give JG Printing and Stitching a check out. They do absolutely phenomenal work and whatnot, so do check them out. And the next thing I'm going to plug is Changes for Health and Wellbeing and whatnot. They do a lot of stuff on there, not just it's basically mostly health. Could be mental health, physical health, and whatnot. I do recommend you check them out, either for yourself or even if necessary, just give it a check out, because you never know, you might be able to help somebody else out. Team 4-Star, as always, producing funny content, as always, on YouTube and whatnot. I'm going to mention The New Breed, fantastic band. Recommend anybody to go check them out whenever possible. And as always, the last one I'm going to be asking you to check out will be Botchamania. So I always have to fit you in, Matthew, in regards to this. Botchamania, he always finds the time to find great comedic botches, and the man's got an ever, almost like a forever tap running of it. And I will say, keep up the good work, Matthew, in regards to Botchamania. Now, before I wrap up, I'm just going to mention two quick things in regards to one being Patreon. I haven't decided if we're going to be pushing on forward yet, and and whatnot. But if there is any certain rewards that you would like to have involved on it, do send a message to it, to the Burning Truth, either through the Burning Truth website, message me personally on my Facebook and whatnot. Regardless of it, I will do my best to hear out all options and whatnot, and hopefully once I've weighed my options, I will decide and let you know if the Burning Truth will be joining Patreon. And last but not least, at this moment in time, the Burning Truth will be opening a shop on the website, at www.theburningtruthuk.com, where we will be having some merchandise like snazzy t-shirts with the logo on it, and other t-shirts and potential other merchandise, which, just to make you aware that anything that is ordered on there, hopefully I'm going to be trying to get said orders delivered straight to your house as soon as possible and whatnot. But at this moment in time, that hasn't been fully created on the website. There will be a mention on social media, or most likely on the next broadcast, when that will be fully live and active. But that is coming soon. It will either be in the upcoming week or most likely before the next broadcast. So with that, if anybody's interested in purchasing a t-shirt, keep an eye out on the website. So with that, that is a wrap up for this week's episode, this week's broadcast. I've been your host, Matt Burns. This has been The Burning Truth, and as always, I recommend you check out your local wrestling always, and I'll hopefully see you at either the next broadcast, interview, or review. Till then, stay safe and catch you laters.